And now that we've wrapped up my reviews, or the reviews of DC Universe Wave 13 figures, we've put together, we've collected and connected the figure in question, which is Trigon. So today's toy spot, we're going to be looking at the collect and connect figure himself. We're going to be looking at Trigon. Being that he is a collect and connect figure, as always, he doesn't have a read-up. So I've got the Bible here, DC Universe Encyclopedia, and actually if you flip to page, where are we looking at here? Page 315, right underneath the Trickster 2, we have a nice little display of Trigon, as you can see here. Looking very impressive. And so what we're going to do, actually we're going to do two things. First we're going to pick up Trigon that fell here, and pick him up there. Get a hold of yourself, man. And while you guys are looking at the figure, I'm just doing a quick read-up on the Trigon character, just so you guys can get some idea here. I mean, you can certainly, probably go on Wikipedia or Google and look up more information if you're interested. First appearance, New Teen Titans, first series, number 4, February 1981. Status, he is, of course, a villain. I would hope so, looking like that. Real name, Trigon, also known as, in other dimensions, as Scath and Drez. There you go. Occupation, Demon Lord. Does kind of look like a demon. Conqueror. His base of operations, another dimensional plane. Vehicle is variable. There we go. Height, is variable. Weight is variable. Eyes red, hair red, and here we go. Special powers and abilities. Nearly immeasurable demonic powers. Has drained the souls of millions of worlds and reshaped planets. Can change size, fire destructive energy blasts, teleport, control demons, and transmute elements such as stone into water. How's that for an ability? Oh, it also says the demon Trigon has taken over the Earth twice, but each time has been defeated by the Teen Titans. Brother Blood recently took Raven as his bride, resurrecting Trigon once again, who attacked the Titans from his watery grave. I didn't know that. I did not know that. So for anyone wondering where to put this guy on your display, he appears to be a big heavy in the Teen Titans continuity. I gotta say, I really like this figure. I didn't know very little about Blue Devil, and I didn't really know very much about Negative Man. I knew as much as those two, maybe even less when it came to Trigon. I didn't really know much about him at all, and surprisingly enough, would you actually believe I thought originally this guy was a Aquaman villain. I don't know, I just thought Trigon, for some reason I was thinking Aquaman. But that's not to say that I don't like this figure though. This figure is really nice. I like the hand sculpt, as I mentioned, I think when I talked about the hand before. I really like the hand sculpt. The face is really, really decent. And what I really like about DC Universe figures is the fact that I personally would like more of the of some of the well-known figures, like, well, not well-known, but there's figures that I would really like to see relating more to like Batman, Superman. I mean, Shadow Thief, the Clay Faces. I would love to see more of. Figures such as that, even Anarchy. But what I like about the DC Universe figures, though, is that aside from getting the well-known characters for some people, we also get characters that maybe aren't as well-known by a lot of collectors. I mean, I read a fair bit of Teen Titans back in the day, but I mean, we would have been talking early 80s or mid 80s, I think, when I stopped, when I was reading them, and then I kind of stopped reading near the end of the 80s. But not enough that I remember Trigon. And maybe I just didn't have issues that had Trigon in it, but I really don't remember much about him. But it's kind of nice to get him in a figure form, because you can kind of go back and start reading more up on him and say, oh, okay, I didn't know that, or he is kind of an interesting villain kind of thing. So, I mean, that's the one thing I like about DC Universe, is the fact that they're basically giving exposure to not only the big, well-known characters, but also all the little lesser-known characters that, maybe not all of us do know about. I like everything about the figure. I like the sculpt on the front skirt that he's got. I like the skull. The red coloring is really nice and vibrant on him. I love the white, the additional white. Certainly the face sculpt is incredible. He reminds me of somebody, and I can't quite put my finger on it. The one thing I don't know if I like or not is the cloth cape. I don't know if I'm completely warmed up to this. I don't know. Looking at the front skirt, and this is where I think this is where a debate is needed. The debate between cloth capes and plastic capes. I would say in a character such as this, being that he has such nice sculpted skirt in the front, that could easily have translated over to the back and have a nice plastic, even on the back here, have a nice plastic cape. And it would have gone better, I think, with the character. Sometimes the only downside to fabric capes is that you've got more movement from them, and it looks more natural. But sometimes it also just stands out like a sore thumb. And I think this kind of stands out like a sore thumb versus everything else that's on the figure. I don't know if it necessarily works completely. But I love his staff. I mean, really, overall, I'm very happy with this figure. I think it turned out really nice. And, I mean, a figure not that I would have picked, but I think now that I've collected and put him together, I think I'm really overall impressed with him. Alright, so that has wrapped up DC Universe Wave 13. What did everybody think of it? Pretty good wave. Just quickly going through it here. I think still by far my favorite figure of this wave has got to be this guy right here. Superboy definitely is my favorite. I'll just put him in the front. It also probably serves that it's a Superman character. Of course, I'm going to have a soft spot for him. I think I might have to go Golden Age Cheetah for runner-up. Second best figure of this wave. Third best, I might probably go this guy right here. Modern Blue Beetle. And lastly, I think Donna Troy, rounds out the bunch. So I'll just put her there. She'll hang out with Cheetah. There we go. They can bond. But those are really the figures that I've been impressed with in this wave. Other figures, of course, big surprise. I was really surprised I liked this guy as much as I did. I think had I followed Blue Devil a little bit more, he probably would be a figure that I would have put in the top figures here. And then the Negative Man, also a great addition. Which leads only then to be the disappointing figure of this wave would be Modern Cheetah. She could have been so much better, and really bad decision making on Mattel's part, I think, to give her the outfit. But there you go, guys. That wraps up. It's all done. It's finished. That's my reviews of the DC Universe Wave 13. All these figures are available, I believe, in your local retail stores. You can also find it on eBay and Big Bad Toy Store, where I picked up mine. But definitely a great set to pick up. You may not necessarily know all the characters, but I think some of the more known characters reel you in, and then you kind of realize how good the other figures really are. So a great wave overall. That was a toy spot. Today we're looking at this guy right at the back there, the big guy in red. We were looking at Trigon, and we were also just looking back on the other figures in this wave. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. There is many more toy spots to come, as well as other spots. So much more videos on the way. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this series of reviews, and I'll see you guys next time. Boy!